A Sudanese woman has been given the death sentence after she converted from Muslim to Christian in order to marry her husband. Now, her husband is Christian, and apparently after the Sudanese government realized that she had converted, they decided to try her, but they gave her 4 days to convert back, to repent and become Muslim again. However, she refused to do so. So they decided, all right, well, since the 4 days have passed and you refuse to go back to being Muslim, we are literally going to give you the death sentence, even though you're 8 months pregnant. Right now, this woman, her name is Meriam Ibrahim, she is in prison with an 18-month-old son, and she's pregnant. So this is the type of ridiculous behavior you see in other countries when it comes to religion. This notion that if you convert to a different type of religion or if you have a different type of belief, you literally deserve to be killed. It's disgusting, and I hate that this story even exists. Now, Amnesty International has released a statement, but what is a statement going to do? The Sudanese government doesn't give a shit about your statement. You know, people need to come out and condemn this type of behavior. People need to come out and say, this is what happens when you have fundamentalist religion. This is what happens. It's not about morality. People literally lose their lives over this nonsense.
Yeah, so Amnesty released a statement. The U.S. State Department, of course, released a statement. I'm sure there's many other statements on the way. Every time we talk about this, and it's usually related to Saudi Arabia, because we talk about that women can't vote yet, they still can't drive. They're going to be allowed to vote before they can drive, which means they won't be able to drive to the voting booths. People always say, well, Americans need to just mind their own business, and which I always find fascinating, especially when it comes to the women's issues, because this woman is pregnant. There is an 8-month-old child in that woman right now. And I just don't know what we're supposed to do. What are we going to invade the Sudan? Are we going to send people over there to, special ops? I don't know what we're supposed to do, but I think it's interesting related to just everything going on in America right now, what our internal debate is about what our role should be in just horrifically blatant violations of human rights.
Well, one of the things about this, her husband is apparently a Christian from southern Sudan who has U.S. citizenship, according to their lawyer. So maybe that's something that, if that is the case, you would think that, well, if her husband is a U.S. citizen, then doesn't that by marriage make her at least eligible for U.S. citizenship? And would that be an avenue of intervention for this?
Right, but maybe? Even so, then what? What do we do? What do we do?
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, and I unfairly released my frustration out on Amnesty International. I understand that their power is limited.
They're doing the best that they can.
They're doing the best that they can, so I should be completely clear about that. But it's frustration because there are no easy answers for it. You have stories like Boko Haram that are kidnapping these innocent girls that are just trying to get their education, selling them off into slavery, and they do so in the name of morality. You have a case like this where a woman decides that she wants to marry someone who has a different belief from her, and they decide, you know what, even though you're pregnant, even though you already have a son, we're going to kill you. I mean, and then they say that they're doing that in the name of morality. And it's just so frustrating to have people that fiercely support and fiercely defend religion when cases like this occur. You know what I mean? Like, you need the people who don't fall under this category to come out and condemn this type of behavior. And, you know, South Sudan is a completely different story. You know, they have freedom there. They have the ability to practice the religion that they want. But when we're talking about Sudan specifically, you know, they started applying Sharia law in the 1980s. They've become more and more extremist in their views ever since then. Just to give you an example, Muslim women in Sudan are prohibited from marrying non-Muslims, though Muslim men can marry outside their faith. By law, children must follow their father's religion. So what happened in this case is this woman's father is Muslim, but the mother is Christian. However, they separated, and she was raised as Christian by her mother, and that's what she always identified as. But the government never really recognized that. They didn't care. They're like, well, if your father's Muslim, that means you're Muslim. And what's incredible about her is she refuses to give in to what they are demanding, right? And she's going to lose her life as a result of that. I don't think that I would do that. I think I would say, all right, fine, whatever, I'm Muslim, right? But, I mean, she feels so strongly about this that she refuses to give in to their demands.
Yeah, well, so one thing that I thought was fascinating about this is this has happened to a bunch of Sudanese people, both men and women, and every single one except for her, and maybe she will recant, but every other one did recant and avoided the death penalty. So she still, I guess, has some time here to do that. But that's not so great either, to have to, you know, recant your faith. So
yeah, under threat of death. I think there's also a gender component in this, as you said, that the law allows the male Muslims to marry outside of their religion. It doesn't allow female Muslims to marry outside of their religion. So I think that's, even though it has been applied to some other, men, it sounds like this is, more of that repressive society that considers women as property. And boy, it makes me thankful for, as, all the problems that we have in the U.S. justice system, I am glad that, they can't do that.
Yeah.
Here.
What do you guys think we're supposed to do? I'm really curious. Like either we meaning the United States or the United Nations are saying, what are we supposed to do? Because they issue the statements. The statements mean nothing.
Yeah.
With the Saudi Arabia stuff, it's like, well, they have a ton of oil, so I get it why we don't do anything. The Sudan, I don't know that is as important to us, so maybe we have a little more leverage.
Yeah, I'm a realist when it comes to international relations. I think that everything we do is because we're trying to gain, it's like a power struggle internationally.
Yeah.
I know in reality there's like a mix between liberalism and realism, but look, when does the US ever get involved in foreign relations? We get involved when there's something that we want. And in this case, I don't think that there's anything that we want. I think that there are Americans that truly do believe in freedom. They truly want these women to be safe. But I don't know what our government's gonna do. I mean, I'm happy they're getting involved in the search for those missing girls, the ones that were captured by Boko Haram. But it's just a frustrating situation. And look, I'm not a politician. I don't draft policy. I don't know what to do. All I can do is tell you what's really happening in the world and how beyond problematic fundamentalist religion can be. And it just sucks to know that these people are losing their lives over one made-up story. One made-up story after another. It's just crazy.